now.
Oh, I got
So, for those of you that didn't watch the whole of the last one, which I don't, surprise you don't, this is box number 2 of the night. So, our legendaries thus far, to recap, have been Yoda, Force Wave, Callus's gun, Zeb, Kylo, the Silencer.
What was the other one?
It's apparently forgettable.
Yeah, very forgettable.
I'm looking at the dice to try to see which one it is.
That's a blue one. No.
Yeah, I think it's.
Well, pick up your blue stack.
We have three of the legendaries we have were for blue, so it must be that one.
That was yellow. What is red? Oh, wait, no. Grandma Star? No, you didn't get them.
So Callus's gun,
Yeah, that's red.
Zeb, and then must be another. It must be a red die. You're right. Let's see which one though.
Just look at the red cards. It's easier to find the yellow, the purple.
No, okay, one red.
So we did get 4 purple or blue then.
Nope, the blue is 3. It must.
Was it the Doctor Ship, Archangel?
No. Pirate Speeder Tank
Pirates.
was the other legendary.
Right?
Yep. So.
That's why it was forgettable. It was, I'll never cast this card or play this card ever. It's 5.
Well, you might.
You win the game.
Yeah. Alright, so we did get our 6 legendaries from the last box. So hopefully we get 3 more Yodas in this box.
Yeah. 3 more Yodas and 5 more Battle Droids.
Yep. So, I'm just going to go a little bit faster on this one. Uncommon is Into the Chute, 1 cost gray. Exhaust one of your characters to remove up to 2 dice showing damage, which, when I say damage, is referring to all 3 symbols. Rebel Trader is the rare, and he's an 8 cost, 8 health, yellow villain. I mean, it makes sense if he's a traitor. 1 indirect, 2 indirect, yes?
Still show the card in the bottom left. Make that the first thing you do, drop the rare in the bottom left.
That's true, so they can look at it while I'm talking. 1 disrupt, 1 shield, 1 resource blank. After you activate this character, you get to tell the opponent which character to activate on their next turn. So it's pretty cool. Hey, you have to activate Jar Jar. Okay, so we have Mother Talzin. So she's 9 health. Blue villain character, 9/12, so she's on the cheaper side for elites. 1 range, 2 range, 1 focus, discard a resource. After you activate this character, you may reveal the top card of a player's deck. If the cost is an odd number, turn one of that player's died on any side. So you just need to somehow have a crystal ball to find out what that is. Strength through weakness is the uncommon. It's a 3 cost blue hero event. Discard the top 4 cards of a deck. So I think that belongs in any mill deck. I mean, it is 3 costs, but still. So this die reveals all. It is, of course, the Resistance Bomber. So the uncommon that we got in the pack is Scorched Earth, which is a 2 cost vent red villain. Play only if you control the battlefield. Deal indirect damage to an opponent equal to the number of dice in their pool. So that's not too bad. The rare is the Resistance Bomber. 3 resources, 3 indirect, 3 indirect, 6 indirect for 2 resources, 2 disrupt, blank blank. After this die is resolved, put 1 damage on it. Discard the support if it has 3 or more damage. So Wedge to change it to 6, Rose to heal it. or to take or suppression. No, I don't know. There's another card I think from the set that you can choose um, to put damage on there instead. So our next legendary, or first of the box, is the Pirate Speeder Tank. 3 range, 4 indirect, 5 indirect for resource, 2 shield, a special, and a blank. Special, deal 2 damage to a character, give a character 2 shields, and take 1 additional action. So, built-in ambush. The uncommon is...
I feel like probably the best way to get that is actually team up Yoda with a yellow character. Because Yoda can give you a lot of resources.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then it'd be the options deck.
Yeah.
Special give you options.
So the uncommon is explosive tactics, 2 resources. Discard the top card of a deck, then deal indirect damage to an opponent equal to its cost. So again, crystal ball. Yeah. Oh, we got Saw Gerrera, which is a legendary. He looks goofy. Alright, so the uncommon I pulled is 3 steps ahead. 3 resources, hero, red. Take up to 3 additional actions. So it's a net gain of 2 actions. So Saw Gerrera is 11 health, 12, 16 for cost, 2 indirect, 3 indirect, 1 disrupt, 1 resource special, and a blank. Special, discard a random card from a player's hand, then deal indirect damage to an opponent equal to its cost. So even if you know what their hand is, you have no clue if you're going to get damage.
Well, so that's going to be a good card to add into a mill deck because it does discard cards.
That's true. Oh, there you go, Matt. By the way, for those listening, I'm on the phone with my brother. So, and what's funny is this whole pack is all blue cards. So that means that Jar Jar is Darth Sidious. No, I'm kidding. The uncommon is resilient. 2 resources neutral. After it's an upgrade. After an opponent's card effect, remove 1 of attached character's character dice. You may exhaust this upgrade to roll that die into your pool. So that's cool because they take your die away, but you're like, nope, I get it back. Jar Jar, 7 cost, 7/9. You might as well make him elite. Come on. 1 indirect, 1 disrupt, 1 discard, 1 shield, 1 resource to blink. Any player may take an action. So I like how they've been ordering the cards to represent multiplayer. So at some point, maybe they'll give us some good multiplayer rule sets other than just free-for-alls. Any player may take an action to force you to activate this character. Now, it sounds like that the action would be their action having you activate, so then you would still get your action on your turn. After you activate this character, reroll all dice showing a symbol not showing on his character dice. So as you can see, he does not have ranged or melee, so that could really disrupt some people. And he gets to do it all the time. So, I mean, it's not a one-off thing. So, the Jedha Partisan is the rare. 2 indirect, 1 disrupt, 1 discard, 1 resource blank. After you deal indirect damage to an opponent for the first time each round, you may discard the top card of a deck. So you don't have to you could pick yours or an opponent's for whatever reason. Next one, Grand Moff Tarkin pumping his fist. 2 resources, Crush the Rebellion. Event, villain. Remove a die showing damage, then deal indirect damage to an opponent equal to half the value showing on that die rounded up. So, Wedge sets that resistance bomber to the 6 damage side, and you Tarkin it. Blow that bomber up to deal 3 damage. That would be kind of disheartening, I think. You're like, sweet, I'm set up, ready to bomb something. Nope, you are not. Next pack, we have Ground Battalion for the rare. It is a red weapon. My chair is creaking. 4 cost, neutral. 2 range, 2 indirect, 3 indirect, 4 indirect for resource, a shield, and a blank. After you activate the support, you may take control of the battlefield. So that's pretty cool. Suppression field. Support. Discard the support if it has 3 or more damage on it. It's a hero one. Exhaust the support. For an action, exhaust the support to remove a die showing damage. Place damage on the support equal to value showing on that die. So, way to basically get a die off the field without hurting your own guys. Alright, we got a ball. The crystal ball. Yeah, we need more boomas.
We only got 2, I think, right?
3, I think. Because I got one last night when I drafted. Or 2. 1 or 2. I don't remember. Alright, crystal ball. 1 resource. Villain, blue. 1 focus, resource, plus 1 resource, blank, blank. After you activate attached character, you may look at the top card of a deck. Hey, Mother Talzin, looking at you. That's her hands and her robes anyway, so that makes sense.
Definitely her crystal ball.
Yeah. Don't anybody else looking at, like, Pippin or Sam, or whatever. Yeah, it was Pippin in Lord of the Rings. Looked in the crystal ball.
One of the 2.
It was Pippin, because Mary was the one that did the Riders of Rohan. So.
Singing.
Yep. No, actually, it was Pippin that sang. So, either way, it doesn't matter. The uncommon is a red event hero. 2 cost, mend. Heal 3 damage from a character, or remove 3 damage from a support. Like that suppression field, you could make it last longer. Alright, just moving along. I have no idea what pack number this is. Alright, we pulled a Newt Gunray. So take a look at that while I'm sorting cards. The uncommon is Scorched Earth for 2 resources. Villain, red event. Basically, play if you control a battlefield. Deal indirect damage based on the number of dice in the opponent's pool. So if they're trying to wait for some grand strategy, and you can just deal big damage, like they're saving up for that planetary uprising or whatever.
Or explosives.
Yeah, plant explosives. There you go. Alright, so Newt Gunray, 8 cost, 8/11, 1 indirect, 1 focus, 2 disrupt, 1 resource plus 1 resource blank. And basically, the opponents all get 1 less resource unless they discard a card. So, annoying guy. And there you go, an Elite Wedge. Antilles. So, that is cool. And Wedge is red hero, 11 health, 11/15 for cost, 2 indirect, plus 3 indirect, 1 disrupt, 1 shield, 1 resource blank. Power action, turn 1 of your vehicle dice to any side. So again, power action can only be used once per round, whereas other actions on characters can sometimes, if you can reactivate supports, get used multiple times. Then the uncommon is the blue 1 cost hero card, a Turo strike, a Taru strike. event. Resolve one of your blue character dice in showing melee damage, increasing its value by the number of shields on that character. So, or Yoda with a lightsaber, right? Oh, it's blue character dice. So yeah, it would be Qui-Gon. It would be no one else. He would be carrying the team. But, you know, if you got 5 shields on him, that's like 8 damage. It instant kills a lot of people. So, alright. Next pack. Moving right along. Alright, so Clone Trooper is the rare. The uncommon is 1 cost red hero event called Special Modification. Remove 3 damage from a support, or turn a support die to any side. That could be good, actually. Alright, so the Clone Trooper, 8 cost, 8 health, 1 range, 2 range, 2 indirect, 1 resource, blank blank. After you activate this character, you may re-roll this die, or if you control a battlefield, you may re-roll one of your character dice. So, that's kind of cool. Alright, more vehicles. The uncommon is the Power Generator Trench, Death Star location. Claim, turn a die to any side. And then the Republic Cruiser, 1 focus, 1 resource, 1 resource. Special, like, special. Give a unique character 2 shields, or give each of your unique characters 1 shield. So,
so ground battalion says you claim the battlefield, or you gain control of the
gain
battlefield?
control.
Oh, never mind.
Which is different than claiming. So, alright. So, we have the camouflage rifle. And the uncommon we got was Reinforce. 1 cost, red neutral event. Roll a character die on one of your characters into your pool if you have another copy of that character in play. So that basically lets you double use a character. So it's kind of cool. The rifle is a red hero, 3 cost, 3 range for resource, plus 3 range, 1 shield, 1 resource, special, blank. Special, deal 2 damage to a character, or 3 if you control the battlefield. So, ground battalion, again.
Yeah, that's such a, I don't know.
It's expensive, but it seems worth it. Alright, so, Hondo, 10 health, and we have 1 focus. Oh, he's a 10 health, 12, 15, 1 focus, 2 disrupt, 1 discard, special. Deal 3 damage to an opponent's character, unless they pay you off and say, yeah, you don't need to kill me. That's right. The uncommon is Legacies. It's a 0 cost event. Spot a blue character to resolve one of your dice showing a modifier as if it did not have a modifier. So, we have a couple of those. Oh, 2 packs apart from each other. We got another Republic Cruiser, so I'm not going to read that again. Oh, I haven't seen this one yet. Diplomatic Protection is an uncommon. 1 cost upgrade. Before attached character is defeated, you may discard this upgrade to give each of your other characters 2 shields. No, not so bad at all. So that means we have 4 Republic Cruisers right now, Matt. Oh, along with the Callus from the first box, we have another Callus. So, hopefully we get more battle droids from this one, though. Because
We're getting a lot of
so far
exciting
it's been one battle droid per box and 0 separatist landing vehicles. But I did manage to get a couple from last night. The uncommon from the pack is a 2-cost of blue event for villain, double strike. Resolve one of your dice showing melee damage without removing it from your pool.
Ooh, nice.
So I think it's as high as 4. I give you a Maul's lightsaber.
That's gonna cost resources.
Yeah. Alright, so Callus, 12 health, 14, 18. 1 range, 2 range, 1 melee, 3 melee for a resource, 1 resource blank, power action. Turn this die showing range damage to a side showing melee, or vice versa. So that goes good with his gun,
Yeah.
which has both.
So we have an elite version of Callus then.
Yep.
What other character would he go good with?
Well, he's 14 points by himself or 18 points. So I'm not exactly sure.
I feel you want the 18 on him, just because he's alive. He's a damage dealer.
Yeah. I mean, 18, but then you're stuck with 12 points of what? 2 battle droids? Or 2 Jawas? I mean...
Maybe I'll find something else in there.
So, and since we're talking about battle droids, I have a battle droid. So that's 1 per box so far. So I looked at cool stuff yesterday, and they were going for $14 a piece. I was like, that's crazy. Should have bought them at $5 when I saw them when the set first came out. So, battle droid, 6 health, 6 cost, villain, 1 range, 1 indirect, 1 indirect, plus 2 indirect, blank, blank. After you activate this character, if your die rolls indirect, then you get to activate another of your battle droids. So 50% chance of being he'll just go right on down the line. The uncommon is defensive teaching, 0 cost blue support. Each of your blue characters can have 1 additional shield. So, alright. What do we get? Oh, we got a ball. The Boomas!
Nice.
Runaway Boomas. Alright, so the uncommon is the free-for-all, which again, art's amazing. 1 cost event, yellow villain, remove any number of your dice and deal indirect damage to an opponent equal to the number of dice you just removed. For it to be a free-for-all, they should have really had it been a neutral card. So poorly named for what it does. Runaway Boomla has 3 cost, 2 indirect, 2 indirect, 3 indirect, blank, blank, blank. Power action. Spend 1 resource to roll a Runaway Boomla die into your pool. Set aside that die after it is resolved or removed. So, I was talking to someone last night, and they said, so it's set aside so you don't ever get it again for the rest of the game, which seems dumb to me. So it seems like after you get it, then you would get the die back. Well, actually, you just need to bring an extra Runaway Booma die.
Well,
if you bring
two extra
dice.
Yep.
And then set it aside, that means it goes back into your pool of dice you bring with you but don't use necessarily for because there's some other cards that use those dice from the sides.
And it's just like Director Krennic, I mean.
Yeah, that you know what? I think that's probably how it's supposed to be then. Interesting. I don't know. After reading the card, that sounds right.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense. You could get away with honestly just keeping 1 extra dice.
Yeah, that's true. Well, unless you have 2 Runaway Boomas out. I guess if you use it, well, because they're both power actions, so you just use it, set it aside, then power action, roll it in, use it again. So the uncommon is a plot called Espionage. 1 point after setup, discard the top card from each deck. So middle deck starts off with style. The
Espionage in both decks, so it should have been one deck.
Ah, it's interesting. If both of you have Espionage, 2 cards off the top. The Rare is Roguish Charm, 2 cost, 1 indirect, 1 or 1 disrupt, 1 not indirect. Wow, I'm getting tired apparently. 1 disrupt, 1 discard, 1 resource, 2 specials. Remove a die showing damage, gain resources equal to the resource cost showing on it. So we did get another legendary just now, number 3, I think. It's the Grand Moff title, so I'm not a huge fan of this card. And just like I'm not a huge fan of the Rebel one, because they're both so expensive. The uncommon is Yoda's Hut. 2 costs, support location, action. Exhaust the support to give a character 1 shield. Gain 1 resource if that character has 3 or more shields. So I think it's a unique support location.
What? That can go past shield maximums?
Well, remember, because if you have the other card, that gives you an extra shield. It just says,
Oh.
yeah, so 3 or more shields. So basically, you give a character a shield, and you know their max is 3 unless you have those other cards out, and then you gain a resource if they're maxed out.
Oh, you gain a resource if
Yep.
it's more than 3. Oh.
So, all right.
Do they still get the shield?
Huh?
They still get the shield if it's over 3, right?
No. If you don't have those other cards out that let you get above 3, then you can't have more than 3.
Right. But
So
you have that, then you put a shield out and get a resource?
then get a resource as long as the character. Yeah, as long as that character has 3 or more. Sorry, I just took a drink break. Okay. Grand Moff, 4 resources, 2 indirect, 3 indirect, 2 focus, 3 focus, 2 discard, and 2 resources. Unique red character only. So, I mean, I might throw this in a Thrawn deck, because he does get a lot of resources. Power action. Use the claim ability on the battlefield, or switch the battlefield with a battlefield that is not being used. That's just...
Right.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's not blanks, so he's just not a Yoda. So yeah, I might put one in a Thrawn deck.
The funny part is that Grand Moff thing is not a unique title, so you could have Grand Moff Thrawn.
Yeah, you're right. That's actually really funny. Alright, so the uncommon in this pack is In Pursuit, 0 cost yellow villain event. Play only if an opponent activated 1 or more characters during their last turn this round. Activate any number of your yellow characters in the order of your choice. So it's a villain only, so yeah, whatever. Dark Advisor, 8 cost, 8 health, 1 indirect, 2 indirect, focus, resource, special. Draw 3 cards, then place a card from your hand on the top or bottom of your deck. So, basically, it's...
The Dark Advisor is very nice. You dig through your deck.
Right. Ooh! Obi-Wan's lightsaber.
Oh.
Not exciting. Or not as exciting if it was Yoda, but so. Uncommon is Bodyguard. 1 cost, upgrade title, you get a Guardian. Which, I don't know, I've played a couple Guardian characters, I just don't really care for the ability.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, especially with indirect damage becoming huge, having a Guardian ability seems kind of eh. Unless you can heal, that'd be the only way that I think would work better. 3 resources. What? What did you say? I lost my brother. It's a phone call. Hey, you okay?
Yeah, you just stopped talking. You
sudden said you hung up on me.
Yeah, I was with your internet. It was only my internet, but.
No. Alright. Well, we'll talk about this card real quick. Lightsaber Obi-Wan, 3 resources, blue hero upgrade, blue character only, 2 melee, plus 3 melee, 2 shield, 2 shield. Hey, I think this would go good with Qui-Gon. Special, blank. Special, give attached character 1 shield, deal unblockable damage to a character equal to the number of shields on attached character. Yeah, that's going on Qui-Gon.
Somehow Obi-Wan's lightsaber will go on Qui-Gon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was the Padawan, so it maybe makes sense.
What's Qui-Gon's lightsaber? Is that even a thing?
I don't think it's a card, because he's not a big enough character yet. Or they're not to the bottom of the barrel yet. I don't know. So the uncommon is Sudden Impact, 1 cost, red event. Remove 1 of your dice showing damage, then deal damage to each of an opponent's characters equal to half of the value showing on the die, rounded up. So the rare is Ayla Sakura, Jedi General, 10 health, 9/12, 1 melee, 2 melee, 2 indirect, 1 resource special. Special, turn 1 of your blue or red dice to any side, turn an opponent's die to any side. So it's interesting that it's not limiting the color for the opponent's die. It's only limiting yours. So how many specials is that for this box? 3? Or legendaries?
3 or 4.
I don't remember.
Obi-Wan. Pirate speaker bike. Oh, target thingy and.
So we're at 4.
Another one. Get the 4th one.
The one we just got. Obi-Wan's lightsaber.
I counted for that. That's 3 though.
Oh. I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out later.
We got together.
Yeah. Uncommon, 0 cost event. Count the number of upgrades you have in play. Reroll up to that many dice, yours or an opponent's. It's actually kind of cool. Another Hondo, so I'm not going to talk about him. But I just want to put the card out so you can read it.
We both have Hondos and Jaguars.
Yep, we have lots of Hondos. Oh, we got Zeb's gun.
Yay.
Which I might be able to use that for a trade because I talked to someone. Because that is number 3, right? Or no, or is this just number 2? I don't remember. Whatever. So the uncommon is a card called Vandalize. Shows the guy burning something down. Neutral event. Remove a number of your character dice equal to the cost of a support upgrade in play to discard it. That's not bad. You're not losing any. You're losing a resource and just removing dice, so it could be blank dice, and you get to ditch an upgrade. So 3 resources. Did we get Zeb in this pack, or was it the last box we got Zeb?
Oh, that wasn't the last one.
Yeah, that's right. So his blast rifle, +2, +3 range, +2, +3 melee. Resource, blank. Action, spend 1 resource to resolve this die, showing a modifier as if it did not have a modifier.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it works best with him, but...
Yeah, it does.
Alright. Canto Bite Pistol. So the uncommon we have is Bubble Shield. 1 resource support. You may distribute indirect damage to the support as if it were a character with 3 health. Discard the support if it has 3 or more damage on it. So that's actually pretty cool because you get to basically resolve damage to it instead of your characters. We got the Canto Bite Pistol. 3 cost. It does have redeploy. Neutral, gray. 3 range for a resource. 2 indirect. Shield. Resource. Special. Blank. Special. Deal 2 damage to a character or 3 damage instead if it is a villain. So, I just think that's funny.
I just don't know why they made it cost 3.
Yeah. I mean, it does have redeploy, so it makes it not as care.
Yeah, but Blaster has resupply and ambush and across.
That's true. Alright, so the uncommon is Espionage. After setup, discard the top card of each deck. So, whatever. Not sure how I feel about that one yet.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
It should have been the top card of somebody's deck. Because why is it hitting your deck? Why is Espionage not controlled?
Well, it is only 1 point. Plot card, so.
No, it should be.
I don't know. Someone's probably going to play with it. 3 resource ETA, 2 interceptor, 1 range. Oh, it's a blue hero vehicle. 1 or support vehicle. 1 range, 2 range, 3 indirect, 1 shield, 1 resource blank. Action, remove this die or one of your die showing a shield to exhaust a support.
That's not bad at all.
No.
It's like, it could be like, hey, you're a Millennium Falcon, already went.
Exactly. Oops. But I guess I don't have to balance it with the shield I have up. I'll keep one of these anyway, just in case. So the uncommon is Profitable Connection. You start the game with an additional resource for 3 points. It just seems excessive. Like, I'd say 1 point for an extra, because it's the plot cards are, I don't know. So far, I haven't seen one that jumps out so that I need to have that. It's integral for my game. It's more like if I have 3 points left over to fill in, throw something in.
I mean, as of now, we've used, most of our decks are optimized. Like, you might have 1 point left.
Right. So there is some 1-pointers. Alright. So 2 resources, stun baton, neutral, gray. 1 melee, 2 melee, disrupt, shield, resource, blank. After character takes damage from this die, you may spend 1 resource to remove one of that character's character dice. Which makes sense, you just got hit with a stun baton. Alright, you got the Lookout Post. +2 indirect, +3 indirect, +3 indirect, reshield, resource, blank. Play only if you control the battlefield.
I mean, it's good cards, just kind of hard to get consistently.
Oh, look. Another Bamboozle. I love Bamboozle. Just the artwork. So.
I like the character pictures. They're all funny.
Yeah. Alright, the uncommon is a black card called Fortify. After setup, give a character 1 shield. That is 2 points. Now, there are some people that like opponents to have shields. I think Maul's one of them. That does like extra damage or something. So that could be something you use to make sure opponents have shields. Alright. So if I remember correctly, we need 1 more legendary, right?
Either 1 or 2 as King of Capital.
I think it's 1. Alright. We got BT1.
Oh, hey.
So the uncommon is Scrap Heap. Support location. 1 cost. After you discard 1 or more cards from an opponent's deck, you may exhaust the support to gain a resource. So it kind of benefits you to discard cards there. And then BT1, 2 cost, the villain yellow. 1 melee, 3 melee for resource. 1 indirect, 2 indirect. 1 disrupt, blank. After you activate this support, deal 1 indirect damage to yourself, and then deal 1 indirect damage to an opponent to represent that he's a crazy droid. Now, if I remember correctly, Afra does something about indirect damage, too.
Yeah, you draw the card when you deal damage. So, what did you say about the droid? Is a what?
Huh?
You said the droid is to represent something.
Because it's crazy. That's why it deals damage to you and the opponent. Okay. Alright, so the uncommon is again free for all with the crazy photo, which we talked about before, so that's it. Oh look, another bamboozle. Those just need to go in every single deck.
Yeah, somehow.
Mortar, yeah, that's right. Mortar team, 2 resources, 1 indirect, 1 indirect, 2 indirect, 2 indirect, disrupt, blink, and the ability is if you control a battlefield, you get to make all those indirects into range damage instead. So, pretty cool. Alright, we got another E11 blaster.
Oh, good.
That's awesome. I think we got one in the first box. So, 2 resources, neutral red, 1 range, plus 2 range, 2 indirect, 1 shield, 1 resource, and a blank. And it has redeploy. Okay, the uncommon is suppression field. 2 cost support. Discard if it has 3 or more damage on it. Action. Exhaust the support to remove a die showing damage and then deal it to the card. So, removal, but not too bad. Yoda, come on. Alright, so we have a fragmentation game. The uncommon is no cheating. Again, good art there. Wookiee going crazy. 0 cost. Deal damage to an opponent's character equal to the number of additional actions that opponent took during their last turn this round. So it's additional action. Sorry. So I mentioned the 3 steps ahead would only do 3 damage. So
yeah.
Frag grenade. 1 cost. Red villain. 1 indirect. 1 indirect. 1 indirect. 2 indirect. 3 indirect. Blank. After this die is resolved, discard this upgrade from play unless you spend 1 resource. I don't know. Mixed feelings. Like, yeah, hopefully you do at least 1 damage.
It was just stuck if you rolled the negative or the blank.
Yeah.
Like, worth it. No.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so the uncommon from the next pack is Night Sister Coven, 1 resource. Support. After a character die rolls a blank, you may exhaust this support to reveal the top card of a deck. If its cost is a number, deal 1 damage to that character. So if you play Mother Talzin, you probably should put this card in your deck with the Crystal Ball. Archangel, 2 resources, 1 range, 2 indirect, 1 shield, 2 shields for resource, resource and a blank. After you activate the support, activate up to 2 of your other supports in the order of your choice. So they don't have, I don't think they have 000 yet, which is the other droid for Afra. So, guess what we got? You can't see it?
No, not yet.
There you go. Both of these boxes had a battle droid, and both these boxes had a Yoda. That is fantastic. So now we have a playset. Huh?
At least have Yodas.
Well, yeah. Which, you know what? I should probably go over it for because this is a different video. You're right. Okay, so the uncommon is Snare. It's a 3 cost event. Play only if you have 1 or more exhausted characters. Exhaust a character. So that could be pretty cool. Yoda, 10 health, 10, 13. Blue hero. 2 focus, 1 disrupt, 1 discard, a shield. Special, special. So the special is choose and do 2 of the following. Gain 1 resource, give a character 1 shield, turn 1 of your die to any side, or discard the top card of a deck. So that is pretty cool. So, alright, well, thanks for whoever was listening. That's the, it was the last pack of the last of the 2 boxes that we opened. So that is pretty awesome. Alright, so I'm going to stop recording.